Okay, we'll call to order the Raymore Parks and Rec meeting for May 28th, 2024. Can I get a roll call, please?
Member Scott?
Present.
Member Manson?
Present.
Member Trotman?
Present.
Member Mapes?
Here.
Member Keys?
Present.
And members Collier and Cooper are absent this evening. We do have quorum.
Excellent. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we'll move to awards. Director?
Thank you, sir. We do have a proclamation tonight. This is something new that we're doing with the Park Board on, typically proclamations go to City Council, and we are going to be moving towards proclamations that are associated with the Parks and Recreation Department. Two will be directed towards the City Council, and then moving forward, any proclamations that come through the City Clerk's office or our department, we will be doing those here at our Park Board meeting. This particular one, by code, only the mayor can issue a proclamation. So I put this in here to narrate this. This is actually, May is known as National Tennis Month. This is a proclamation for that from the USTA. And what would typically happen in this situation is if our guest were here, we would read this in its entirety and present the actual certificate. We knew that they wouldn't be here tonight, but we do want to recognize that it is National Tennis Month. This has been declared by the mayor. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer on that. Outside of that, that concludes our report.
Any questions for the director? Nope. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Seeing no personal appearances. Next up is consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I move we approve the minutes from the April 23rd, 2024 meeting.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I will second that.
Okay. Hearing a first and second, any discussion? Okay. Seeing none, we'll go to vote. All those in favor? Passes 5-0, 2 absent. Next, we're going to move into staff reports. Director, when you're ready.
Thank you, sir. I will ask Superintendent Brennan for a recreation report this month.
Thank you, sir. I will call on our athletic coordinator, Nick Cook, to come give a report over athletics.
Please keep your comments to 10 minutes or less. Thank you.
Name, address, title, and hourly wage, please.
Thank you guys for having me. First, just want to start out with letting you guys know that we did start our baseball, softball, t-ball season last week. We're entering our second week of games this week. Like Mr. Mustang just said, we just did our proclamation for the month of May being National Tennis Month. With partnership with the UTSA, we started a youth tennis camp. The numbers we sent over initially said 9. Our registration closed this past Monday. We now have 21 participants in that camp. It's our first offering, so that's a pretty good turnout for that. We're also offering a tennis clinic. Our registrations for that are open through June 28th, and that will begin Monday, July 1st, and will run on Mondays till August 5th. That's all that I had for today. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Any questions? No, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Nick. And then I do just want to quickly add that summer camp actually began today at the Raymore Activity Center. Registrations are still open throughout the summer. This week, campers will be going to Science City And then next week, they will be traveling to Burr Oaks. If you want to register your child in summer camp, it is a one-time $35 admin fee, which will then allow you to register for specific weeks throughout the summer. And then also, I do want to mention that a week from today, next Tuesday, will be our first farmers market session throughout the year. We'll have Bradley Harris performing live music. Those will be held 4 to 7 in the parking lot over at Centerview. And the first 75 individuals that arrive will have the opportunity to receive a free tote bag that'll say Raymore Parks and Recreation Farmers Market on the tote bag. So we'll have a stand up during the farmers market, and we'll be passing those out to the first 75 individuals that arrive. And so with that, that concludes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if anyone has any.
Any questions for the superintendent? See none, I will throw in here that last weekend, Nick had both soccer and flag football tournament, and it went really well. Steve's group had the fields ready to go. They look great. Both Nick and I were out there and got the smell of barbecue, of people barbecuing, and nothing's better than that. But it went very well. Concessions were well run, so it was a good time, made Raymore look very well, so thank you for that. Director?
I'll ask Mr. Rulo to give a parks report.
Thank you. I submitted a written report, but just wanted to add a couple things. Last weekend, we ran a baseball tournament down at Recreation Park. Part of my staff worked that. It was a small tournament, but ended up being pretty good. Everything went well, even with the rain. The trail project that's going on, Director Mustine had mentioned last week during our joint work session, still going good. They have spent the past 2 days backfilling with dirt, so everything is still going like we expected down there. The basketball project up at Hawk Ridge Park, or on the west end, is the court has actually been poured, and they're working on that post-tension cabling now, getting that pressure. I wish I could explain everything, but I'm not sure how it all goes. But that project is going very fast and going well also. And then just dealing with storm damage. We had several trees lose limbs last night. We had a very large cottonwood fall down on Lemoore Trail, over Lemoore Trail, so we're getting that worked on. We got it removed to where people can still use the trail, but they'll come in later and clean that up to where everything looks pretty. With that, I'll take any questions.
Any questions for the superintendent? Chris?
When do you think that basketball court's gonna be done, are they saying?
Probably a couple weeks. It's going to take a little while to backfill, and then they'll be moving directly from there down to Recreation Park and start working on the pickleball courts where the old skate park used to be.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir. Director?
Thank you. I just wanted to give a couple quick updates today. I had the privilege of going down to Mid-America Regional Council in downtown and presented on inclusive playgrounds during their monthly board meeting. So I was selected with a project manager for Johnson County Parks and Recreation, who is there in charge of all of their major projects and most of their park renovations and playgrounds. We were selected as part of an early education and inclusive movement that they wanted to talk about playgrounds, and had heard a lot about Raymore and the things that we're doing with Hawk Ridge and TB Hanna, and wanted to get the two perceptions were a smaller community with a smaller budget and how to maintain and to move forward with that versus a large county district, whatever you might call it. So I think the disparity was we did basically a $3 million project on a 3-acre park, and they did a $3 million project on a he didn't say what size park these were in. He said their smallest park that they manage is 43 acres. And so, and the largest park is 2,000, and we're talking like, you know, a major difference, and yet we're doing the exact same things for the exact same reasons. And so the idea behind it was don't let budgets prevent you from doing great things. And so felt like it went well. I guess if you have any questions, you can ask the mayor, because evidently he was on that board and I didn't know it. So when I got there, I got to eat lunch with the mayor and got to do that. So privileged to be able to do something cool, to be invited to speak on those things like that. Other highlights, I know Todd and Nick talked about baseball. With that means our new scoreboards are up and running. We would encourage you guys as a board to go down and check them out. I would also, if it seems that the momentum of using them gets lost a little bit, so not all the teams are using them. They're super easy. Please don't be scared to go down, scan the QR code, and keep score for a team. You'll be surprised how easy that is, and be able to explain to those teams, those home teams that are supposed to do it. I mean, it's really simple. If you guys can log onto your iPads, you can keep score at a baseball game. I said that out loud in public on record. Other things that we got going on, our disc golf, we've been working with a former board member, Eric Eastwood, who has also been designing our disc golf course. We have our pre-bid tomorrow with that, so pretty excited to keep that moving forward. And current projects, Mr. Rulo's been helping me out quite a bit on the Trails project and the basketball, keeping tabs on that. We're also continuing to move forward with the rack. You guys can go and look at it anytime you want. Just let me know, as we do have summer camp in there now, so I don't want just random guys walking in on our summer camp. So you need to let me know, and then I will take you for a tour. But the building is pretty impressive on the inside. I think you guys will really like it. That's one of the things I want to do on a upcoming meeting, on a work session, if we don't have business, is to just have the meeting out there and do a tour of that. So we did get notification from the Department of Conservation. They are willing and want to work with us on the boat ramp, or the at Hot Johnston Lake. That we don't necessarily need that project as much as they want us to have that project. It benefits them way more than us, and they have given us some parameters to move forward with. So hopefully in the next month, or at our next meeting, I'll be able to bring a contract recommendation to you. With that, happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, that concludes our staff reports.
Any questions for the director? No, thank you, sir. Okay, so we have no unfinished business, so we will move to new business. Action item A, 2025 schedule of fees. Director?
Thank you, sir. As you know, every year we review the schedule of fees for our recreation and rental properties, and that is no different this year. In previous work session, we reviewed these. Staff has made some recommendations. The board has reviewed them. No changes outside of what was recommended during our work session. This particular process is to be approved by the park board and recommended to the city council. What happens next if this is what we in fact approve tonight? This gets provided to the finance department and set in the overall budget. It will be reviewed next by the city council during the August work session prior to the budget. If approved all the way through the process, these prices will go into effect November 1st at the adoption of the budget. So outside of any questions, that concludes our staff report. As stated, there are no changes based on our previous work session when we reviewed this.
Any questions for the director? No? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman. Yes, Bill. I move we approve the 2025 fiscal year schedule of fees for Parks and Recreation.
Okay, Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Okay. Hearing a first and second, any discussion? Okay. Seeing none, we will move into a vote. All those in favor? Passes 5-0, 2 absent. Action item B, refund policy. Director?
Yes, sir. I will ask Superintendent Brennan to take this item. Did you know that? Were you prepared for this?
Thank you, sir.
What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Would you like me to take over?
Why don't you go ahead?
Okay, I'll do this one. This particular item is a refund policy. We brought this to the board earlier. I believe it was January or February work session. We do not have this policy currently in place, so this is a new one for us. We wanted to get some standard procedures in place for when refunds are issued, what to say, how to respond when they're requested. And we have not made any changes other than what was recommended the night that we reviewed these. I think most to note was the administrative fee, which is what we recommended 5. The park board recommended that we go ahead and increase that to $10 as an administrative fee for a refund. Outside of that, the procedures are placed in that policy. Once this is in place, this does not go beyond the park board. This is an internal departmental policy, and so we will file this officially into our policies and procedures book and move forward immediately. Happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, that concludes staff report.
Any questions for the director? Nope. Okay, seeing none, I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Bill?
I move we approve the refund policy as stipulated.
Okay, do I have a second?
I will second that.
Okay, hearing a first and second, any discussion? No, seeing none, I will ask for vote. All those in favor? Passes 5-0, 2 absent. Okay, seeing no public? Yes, yes, sir.
I forgot
Director.
something in my staff report. We are entering budget season. Typically, the park board will see the budget. Last year, we did kind of reverse that process where in previous years, we did the budget prior to the city manager seeing this. This process has changed over the couple of years, and last year we implemented this. Staff recommends the budget to the city manager. We go through our budget meetings and then present that to the park board. So you should see that budget in a work session towards the end of June, 1st of July, and officially to make any recommendations or changes. And then in the July meeting, you officially recommend that budget to the city council, which then goes into the August work session for the city council. So I just want to remind the board members, some of you that have been on here for a while, that you would typically have already seen the budget by then, but we did change those procedures up a little bit. So that concludes staff reports, sir.
Okay. Nick, do you have anything as our public? Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, next we'll move into board member comments. Patrick?
Todd and Nick, as always, great job with the youth sports and everything here in Raymore. I think they're done very well. Steve, with all the storm cleanup and everything, it's much appreciated. I know it's not a glamorous thing and it's hard work, but thank you for all the cleanup.
Thank you, sir. Dan?
I don't have any comments today.
Okay, Bill?
I've always appreciated the professionalism of the staff and their ability to meet any demand placed on them at any time for anything under any circumstance. And I know they can meet those commitments anytime.
Thank you, Bill. Chris?
No comment.
Okay. Well, that was quick. I'll just finish with, I appreciate everything that the Parks and Recs does. I mean, we don't, when you go to a tournament like we did a couple weekends, I guess it's been 2 weekends ago now, or you just go and you look at the fields or whatever, you realize how much work has to be done that you just take for granted. And here lately, I've been trying to, and I know the board as well, is just looking at the whole picture and how much has to be done and what we get done with the staff we have, whether it be in the office or it's out in actually the fields. It's truly incredible the work you guys do. So please take that as a compliment and take that to the other members that aren't here tonight, because we see the hard work that's done. Again, a lot of it's taken for granted because you've done such a good job for so long. But again, we never want you to think that we don't see it, so we appreciate it. And with that, we will close the meeting. I'll ask for a motion. Thank you. Wow.
All right, I approve that motion. I move that we adjourn the meeting.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay. I have a first and second. All those in favor? Passes 5-0, 2 absent. Meeting adjourned.